Good final Monday of February. This is February 23rd, the last Monday of this month here, 2015. I'm forecaster Robert Smith from Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day, and this is the daily video forecast discussion. Well, starting out this morning with an Arctic front that's working its way through the region with lots of clouds around the region earlier today. Right now in the Hudson River Valley, skies are mostly sunny, but they're basically partly cloudy to basically cloudy just about everywhere else, and the winds are already howling out of the northwest at about 15, gust up to 30 miles per hour. Kennedy in the last hour had wind gust up to 35 miles per hour. So you know what that means. It means wind chills once again in the single digits and teens across the region this morning as the air temperatures continue to plummet as the Arctic air is once again moving in our direction. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We have some small craft advisories out here on the ocean fronts and freezing spray advisories as well. And this is over the next 16 to 23 hours. Obviously, with the cold air coming into the region, we also have wind chill advisories for northeastern Pennsylvania here. And these advisories are in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. On the marine deck today, we basically have small craft conditions with moderate freezing spray. During later this morning, as a cold front slides through the waters, the winds will remain northwesterly today, gust upwards to 30 knots. Tonight, sub-small craft conditions, high pressure settles in, the winds decouple, and we should have some lingering moderate freezing spray possible as the air temperatures fall into the single digits across the waters. Tuesday, light variable winds in the morning increase out of the south at 10 to 15 knots. Tuesday night and Wednesday, both southwest winds during the overnight and northwest winds in the morning increase to around 20 knots. Wednesday night through Thursday night, winds turn northerly again, increase to around 20 knots to near small craft advisories. Moderate freezing spray possible as the winds and waves increase. Tuesday through Thursday, southwest winds and seas will approach small craft later Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, but will likely be just below that. Thursday night through Friday night, northerly winds persist. Both winds and seas currently forecast to stay just below small craft advisory criteria. On the aviational weather front today, we basically have VFR conditions. Cold front pushes through the region this morning. Already gusty northwesterly winds kick in. Stratocumulus at or above 5,000 feet, slowly eroding later this afternoon as the skies begin to lift and thin. Any snow showers associated with the front should stay south of Millville and Atlantic City, and they're really not showing up on Doppler as well. Tonight, VFR, we lose the gust of winds, dropping off, becoming light and variable. Tuesday, VFR, light winds. Tuesday night and Wednesday, VFR, isolated snow shower mainly near Allentown. Brief restrictions to MVFR possible in a passing snow shower. West-northwest winds again, 10 to 15 knots, gust up to 25 knots expected on Wednesday. Wednesday night through Friday, VFR, and modest northerly winds across the region. Right now, outside of Newark, we have 23 degrees, dew point 9, humidity 53%. The wind howling in out of the northwest at 20, gust to 28, making the wind chill feel like 8. Few clouds at 4,000, broken at 10,000 and 13,000, basically overcast. The story today again is the winds. As expected, Philadelphia right now 28, dew point 16, humidity 60%, wind northwest 13, gust to 22 makes the wind chill feel like 17, visibility 8 miles, clouds at 4,200 and 12,000 respectively, and the winds howling in during this morning and afternoon. VFR conditions in place. 500 millibar analysis in water vapor from the RAP model this morning. This looks like a Rex block almost, with high pressure over eastern Pacific here, northwestern Pacific, and then the low pressure area, which is becoming a major winter storm here out in the mountains here in Colorado and in the southwest too. So this is an anomalous weather pattern here. And then we get into a zonal flow here across the eastern United States where the cold front is lifting through the region, moving through the region, and we still have some modest lift in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. If we looked at this through 12Z this morning, it's a cold air mass in place across the eastern United States. Lots of different cloud types showing up here on the morning visible pass of the satellite here. It's a deck of clouds associated with, in the mid and upper levels, is also associated with the cold air that's moving in place. These are cold air cumulus clouds rushing down the sides of the mountain ridges here in Pennsylvania. And all of this is cold, cold air being rushed in over the waters with some tufts to the cumulus this morning as the cold air continues to rush in and pour in across the region. Water vapor channel this morning showing the lifting here across the region as the cold front moves through. Not a lot of precipitation associated with it. The radar is showing some precipitation in a stream here, but most of this is actually dying out. This would be in the form of snow on the hypermeteor form, but none of this is reaching the ground as the subcloud base layers are a little bit too dry. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the front moving through the region this morning. This is actually, this front should have already been noted to be passing here, but we still have a couple of active mid and upper level disturbances moving through the flow here, but none of this is actually reaching the ground. And this is strong, cold Arctic high pressure. Notice the temperatures here this morning, -10, -5, -8, 0 degrees. This cold air mass building into the northern mid-Atlantic region over the next 24 to 36 hours. The hygrometeor classification from Doppler radar out in Mount Holly is showing some of these flurries are reaching the ground in Philadelphia this morning, but that's about it. We're not really anticipating any of this moisture here to affect the ground. Just a few flurries around Philadelphia and the I-95 corridor south as this front moves through the region. High resolution rapid refresh model shows the clouds beginning to fade away into clearing by late this afternoon. We'll still find some broken clouds around the region as the cold air punches into the region and the temperatures begin to fall off from the highs of this morning back into the teens and single digits, with the winds increasing as well. And by tonight, basically clear skies and a cold atmosphere in place. We'll start out our temperatures this morning where they're already beginning to fall off, and they will continue to fall back into the teens and single digits by late tonight across the entire forecast region, and that means bundle up. GFS maps into motion. High pressure builds in across the region. Arctic air in place tonight through Wednesday, and another Clipper system moving through the region with a cold frontal passage, again reinforcing the shot of cold air into the region on Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. The thickness is here still quite low. Another system pulls off the mid-Atlantic, southern mid-Atlantic coast and continues out to sea. More high pressure Arctic air building in place. By the time we get to Saturday, another system here off the coast could be grazing southern New Jersey and the Delmarva region with some snow. We'll be monitoring that, but that looks to move out to sea as well, with most of the region unaffected, but just cold, dry air in places. Arctic high pressure builds across the northern mid-Atlantic region, and this would be for the weekend, keeping us on the cold side with slow moderation in temperatures by the time we get to Monday. As the high begins to sink further to the south, the air masses become a little bit warmer in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. A storm system undercuts the western Pacific action that's going on right now, and that moves into the central plains. Overrunning precipitation begins to develop as a frontal boundary begins to develop across the region, and then move to the east. Light snow could be breaking out on a Monday afternoon, could be mixed with some sleet the further south you go. This is a western track low that deepens up towards the St. Lawrence River Valley and provides moderate to heavy rain across the region on Monday night and Tuesday, possibly some interior ice and snow across and north of 78 and 80 again in the Hudson River Valley, and everything just goes over to rain once again as the system, as we remain on the warm sector of the storm system. One low here moving up towards the Great Lakes, with a second low developing on the front and moving out over the coastal waters. And then that moves out, and generally cold, dry air in place once again for the early part of March, the first week of March. This is the last Monday. Next Monday is March 1st already, and it looks like cold, dry air will be in place as we exit February and we move into stormy beginning to March, and then dry air in place once again. Another storm system coming up for the following Friday, starting out as snow, going back over to rain again. A very active pattern ahead, and one that will keep us on our toes for sure. So keep warm, everyone. Don't forget, we are exiting February and we're moving to a stronger sun angle for the month of March. Hopefully the pattern will start to respond. We're looking at the stratosphere now and some of the changes that are ongoing, the natural cycle and evolution as the sun increases in intensity and daylight hours. The good news is that we actually move into daylight savings time, where we push our clocks ahead 1 hour, and we spring forth on, I believe it's Sunday, March the 8th, so we'll be looking very much forward to that. For everything live, it's Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a pleasant Monday.